Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy, Riverboat Rob. Hey, look, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Or if you just haven't yet already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Also, leave me some comments down below on baits that you might want to see. You might want to see some baits about some sneaky frogs you never heard of, or chatter baits, or spinner baits, top water baits. Let me know. And if you haven't watched the videos I've done in the past, there's some good ones on some really good baits. Make sure you stay around till the end of this video because I put together a lot of good clips. A lot of pros talking about this bait, a lot of pros using this bait. So let's dive into today's bait. Today's bait is the Strike King Hybrid Hunter, but it wasn't always called the Hybrid Hunter. It used to be the Strike Pro Bubba. So now I know what you're thinking. Another knockoff bait, but it wasn't a knockoff bait. This was done right, and we're going to get into that in this video. But first, let's watch a little clip of Andrew Upshaw talking about the Strike Pro Bubba when this thing was first released.
Hey, it's Andrew Upshaw, Strike Pro America booth, talking to you about the Big Bubba and Little Bubba today. Two baits that we're introducing this year. We've been using them on pro side for probably around a year and a half, 2 years. Very, very successful baits. A couple of our new colors, Smooth and your old school Chartreuse Blackback. Can't beat it. Some of the best grass square bills made. Rounded bill, pushes through the water, super loud like a lipless crankbait. You need to find these, you need to get these. These are going to win a lot of tournaments.
All right, as you can see, pretty cool bait. And you're going to see how much even cooler it is as we go along in this video. So a really interesting thing happened a week or so ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. Rob Turkolo from the Guggen Squad made a video, knockoff baits, and this bait came up. And originally when I watched the video, I was like, no, he's wrong. It's not a knockoff. But then I rewatched it, and he actually does give the right information that this was not a knockoff, that Strike King licensed it from Strike Pro. So what'll happen is sometimes you have a smaller company, if they can get a bigger company to take the bigger company wanted this bait in this case. So they can get it in the hands of more people than a smaller company can. So here's Rob Turkola's clip.
Maybe 6 years ago, might have been about 6 years ago, this bait hit the market. But guess who actually made it first? Strike Pro. But guess what Strike King did? They were smart. They licensed it. The original bait was called the Bubba. It's about 15 years old. A lot of you guys probably don't know this. But guess what? You're getting a little history lesson. Guess what came out a few years later? This bad boy right here. The Bubba, or the Strike King, whatever you like to call it. That's what it is. Look at that bill. Pretty abnormal, right? I think about 6 years ago. Might have been 7, actually. Then a couple years later, God bless it, look at that bill. Son of a gun.
Pretty cool clip, right? So Todd Castledine, who was with Strike Pro, he addressed the knockoff situation, and here's his clip.
This was a big deal at the time, but just so everyone knows. Yes, Strike Pro made that bait. Now Strike King does. Strike Pro, when I was with them, it's a long story, but here's the deal. They never really sold that bait here ever anyways, except a little bit when we asked them to. And then, long story short, it ended up kind of not working out. Not with me, but with Strike Pro and the guys over here. I stayed in touch with the guys over there in Taiwan, Steven and Leif, who's in Sweden. I mean, I was cool with all those guys. I had a pretty cool relationship with them. So fast forward to, all these years later, when I was talking to Phil one day on the boat and we were talking about this bait, and I was going, I didn't really want to copy it, right? Like I don't want to copy things. But I didn't really know how it all worked out. Like, how do you do this? Well, Phil does. So Phil was like, hey man, let's call him up and let me talk to him and see if we can license it out and do some things. I'm like, all right, cool. So we did that. So what was cool is we took that bait. They still make it for us. Like they make it. We don't even make, like they make it for us, and we license it out and do all this great deal. It was the greatest thing ever because I got to get back with Steven more. We got to hang out at ICAST this last time. Him and his whole group and our whole group from Strike King, like it's all meshed well. And that's what's cool is like, I was really proud of Strike King for doing that.
All right, so he kind of broke it down how it went. So that's the story of it being a knockoff bait. It's not really a knockoff bait. So let's get into how cool this bait is and real briefly, I'm gonna run it through you, and then we got a bunch of clips to watch. The Strike King commercial, a bunch of things following this up, but it's some people say it's a crankbait, some people say it's not. It's like a shallow running crankbait made to fish around grass. And as you know, a lot of crankbaits, all crankbaits, dive down. This one kind of stays more straight through the water, which makes it so unique. It's very shallow running. It's very good around grass. They got some really cool colors. So let's check out these clips, and you will learn everything you need to learn about the Strike King Hybrid Hunter. I'll tell you right now, I know a lot of you guys, tackle junkies that watch my channel, you guys know about this bait. But you know, some of the newer guys just getting into fishing, you want to put a little sneaky bait that your friends won't know about. Make sure you pick them up. They're easy to find. They're made by Strike King now, so you can find them everywhere. It's a good little sneaky bait. So watch these clips, and as always, man, thanks for watching. Until next time.
Hybrid Hunter. If you'll notice, it has a really weird lip, and I missed one bass, a big one, but it told me what was coming.
You called it a crankbait, and everyone's going to call it a crankbait. And I tell everyone the worst thing you can ever do is categorize it as a crankbait, because it doesn't really act like one. Like if you went down like riprap with a crankbait, that's not what you would really, you can catch fish doing that, but that's not what it's for. So I kind of say it's a little bit like a jerkbait, it's a little bit like a red eye or rattle trap, and it's a little bit like a swim bait. And the swim bait.
What just happened? What? Look at that lure. That's a big one. That's a big one. What a day.